Hikvision as a company. Has anyone here heard of Hikvision before? Can I have a show of hands? Yeah, okay, that's good. It's a couple. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, so Hikvision are the leaders in security. Okay, in 2021, they had a total revenue globally of $12.4 billion. So that's quite huge. Okay, they have been a manufacturer of security equipment for about 22 years now. So their lead to fame has been quite dramatic and quite fast. Okay. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about our ecosystem solutions. I'll also talk a little bit about our artificial intelligence in today's cameras. I'll also talk about our video intercom solutions, and I'll finish off with our wireless alarm solutions. Okay, so ecosystem solutions from Hikvision is basically a system that involves a IP camera, so a standard camera, a recorder, an intercom system, and also an alarm panel, all built into one system through the cloud to your mobile phone app on your mobile phone. Okay, so what that means is we're able to monitor, we're able to arm and disarm our alarm panels all from our mobile phone using the 4G network anywhere around the world. You can also have the actual systems integrated so that it communicates to a monitoring company within Australia. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the application itself as well. So the app is called Hikconnect, okay? And what it does is it enables us to go to our alarm panel and both arm and disarm the alarm panel all from our mobile phone. We're also able to trigger an alert and be alerted on our mobile phones whenever an alert is triggered on the alarm panel. We can do the same thing with a CCTV camera. Okay, exactly the same scenario. If someone moves in front of the camera, it can send an alert to our mobile phone via the 4G network, and we're able to view and even communicate with that person via the camera itself through our mobile phone. Okay, we can also have the system connect to a video intercom system. So what that means is someone can come into to our front door, they press the button on the front door, we can actually see them through the indoor monitor or through the mobile phone app. We can communicate with them, and we can also release the door, so to let them in from our mobile phone. And we can also monitor and play back our CCTV solution through our mobile phone app. As I mentioned earlier, guys, the mobile phone app is called Hikconnect. Okay, and is free of charge. Whenever you purchase a Hikvision product, you can download it from your App Store or from your Google Store. Okay guys, from here I'm going to talk a little bit about artificial intelligence in today's cameras. So the first piece of artificial intelligence that I'd like to talk to you about is a technology called Accusense Technology. And what that enables us to do is to be able to determine a particular object and filter that particular object. So in this instance, the camera itself has got an algorithm built within the camera, and we're able to detect the difference between a human being and a vehicle. Okay. Now, because of that filtration, we're also able to determine and to reduce the amount of false alarms. So the most expensive piece of a CCTV solution is the actual storage, the hard drive inside the actual recorder. So what we try and do is eliminate or minimize the amount of recording by only recording whenever someone walks in front of the actual camera. So what that means is we're able to determine if there is a pet that's walking in front of the camera that we don't want to record. Okay, but what we do want to record is if a vehicle or if a human being walks in front of the camera because they may be wanting to do something untoward onto the actual property. Okay, so we're able to start recording when someone walks in front of that camera, and also what that enables us to do is when we're going to play back when an incident actually occurs, we can actually go in and go directly to the point where someone walks in front of the camera. Okay, so it's quite handy and quite efficient to go through and play back and view an incident that occurred on the actual system itself. Okay, another technology that's just been released probably about a couple of years ago now is called color view technology. Now traditionally, camera systems at night when it's low light would go into what we call infrared mode. And what that means is when the light goes down, the camera goes into black and white. There are 2 or 4 LEDs or infrared lights on the actual camera. And because the lighting is low, the camera goes into black and white mode, and it's very difficult to actually see the colour. You'll be able to see less evidence, and you're also less information on the actual system itself. So what Hikvision have developed is a solution called color view technology. And what it means is you're able to view in colour 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter the condition of the light outside. Okay, as you can see, and I'm going to look at the pictures on the bottom at the moment. You've got 2 cars on the right hand, on your left hand side. Okay, now the 2 vehicles, we can actually identify that one of the vehicles is dark and the other one is light. As you can also see, there you can't see or read the registration number plate because the infrared technology also creates a reflection on the number plate itself. When we're using color view technology, we can actually not only identify the color of the car and the make of the vehicle, but we're also able to zoom in during playback and clearly read the registration number plate of that particular vehicle. One thing that's also noticeable, if we're looking at the black and white image on this side, it's very difficult to realise that we've got a black car on the left-hand side of the actual image. Whereas if we look at the colour view image, we can actually see that there's a black, quite easily identify that there's a black vehicle on your left-hand corner of the image. Okay, so guys, this is a high-resolution 4K or 8 megapixel camera. So this is a type of image that you're seeing on all of the latest and greatest TVs at home. Okay, so what you can see is at night we've turned on the IR LEDs, and we're able to get to view the image in a sharp image, actually, in a black and white picture. So what we've done now is we've used this exact same camera, utilising colour view technology, and as you can see, the difference is night and day. So we're able from that to be able to identify things a lot easier because we are viewing everything in colour. Okay guys, this is a camera that we installed in New South Wales on the first day that we actually installed the actual camera. This was the image that we saw. Okay, and if you can see, the reason why I brought this up as a slide is on the top, on your top left-hand corner, next to the building, there's a very strong spotlight. Okay, now when we're looking on the other side where the streets are, we can see that there's a very dim lighting for the street lights. Okay, now what this camera is able to do, it's able to compensate for both the strong light that's coming from the spotlight and the dim light that we're getting on the street lights. And what that means is we're able to see a clear image of the whole picture. Okay, so in front of the building, we can see a picture that's not overexposed, and we can clearly identify the colour and identify everything in front of the building. But by the same token, even though we've got dim lights in the streets, we're still clearly able to identify colour and objects in front of the houses itself. Okay, usually what we would find is the homes themselves would be very dark because we're getting overexposure from the spotlights at the front. Okay, now guys, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm 52 years of age. I've never, ever seen a falling star in 52 years. We put this camera up on the first day, and the first day that we actually identified a falling star, and that's all genuine, guys. I'm impressed by it anyway. Okay, we also have a technology, guys, called Live Guard technology. And what that means is you are able to both arm and disarm the camera as you would any alarm panel. So what you can do is you can have the camera sitting in the front of your premises, even while you're building a home. Okay, and if someone moves in front of the actual camera, it'll send an alert if you've armed the actual camera. So before you leave at night, you arm the camera and you leave to go home. Someone moves into the area, the restricted area, then the system will send you an alert on your mobile phone. Okay? If by any chance you are, or when you leave to go home, when you return to come back to work in the morning, then what you will do is you will disarm the actual camera and you can carry on and do your normal work without it sending any triggers. Okay guys, this is the actual camera itself, and this is a classic example of what happens when the camera is triggered.
Warning, this is a restricted area. Please keep away.
Sorry, so you can have a voice prompt just stating that it's a restricted area to move on, or you can have a conventional siren. But what this camera also enables you to do is it enables you to communicate two ways. So from your mobile phone app, you can actually communicate with, let's say a courier's come to drop something off, so you can communicate with that courier through the actual camera, and they can hear you and they can actually talk to you as well. Okay guys, from here I'm going to talk a little bit about our intercom systems, our video intercom systems. As you can see, we've got a number of different types of video intercom systems, and we'll start with the door stations. This is what we call a modular door station, and what it means is you're able to set that particular application or the door station up to fit your particular application, and not all applications are the same. So, as you could imagine, you might have a building site where you've got maybe 4 townhouses and you've got one front door. Okay, so in this instance, the beauty of this particular system is that you can actually tailor it so that you've got 4 or 5 different buttons for each different townhouse. Okay, now one of the things that we do really well with our video intercom systems is that we provide a class-leading 2 megapixel image from the door station itself. On top of that, we're also able to create a full 180-degree field of view, so that you can see everything that's in front of that particular door station. What we find is a lot of other brands of intercom systems give you a 90-degree field of view. So what happens is you'll get a telemarketer come in, they press the button, and then they'll take a step to the left or the right, and you won't be able to see them. With a 180-degree field of view, the only way that they can skip or move away from the field of view of the camera is to actually go behind the wall. Okay, we've also got door stations that are designed for conventional villa and standard homes like we have today. Okay, so we've got a number of different door stations to fit different types of applications. We also have, and guys, this was really popular in the last home show that we presented, I think it was the beginning of last month. It's a facial recognition door station. Okay, so what that means is you can go to your front door. Okay, you have a touch screen on your front door. The actual the terminal itself has actually got 2 camera lenses. And what it means is when you go in front of the door, if your face is on the database because you're a resident of the actual door, then it'll automatically open the door without you having to bring out a key or anything like that. Okay. Now, one of the other advantages that we have with this particular unit is that it can do things like have 2 doors connected or 2 locks connected to the one system. Okay. One thing that a lot of people ask me actually, and I might talk about this a little bit, about these particular terminals is how accurate is it, because it's giving access to the front or to your home. Okay, what we do is we have a function on the system called Anti-Spoofing, which sounds a little bit disgusting, but it's actually not. What it means is that it has to actually see a 3D image in front of both lenses to be able, before it opens the door. So it's quite critical to have that type of technology to stop people from getting in who look similar to the way you look. Okay, we've also got a number of different door stations, indoor monitors, I should say, as you can see there, and they vary in different colours. So you've got your standard black and white monitors. We've got an aluminium monitor, and you've also got an Android type monitor. Okay, now so the advantage with having an Android monitor is that you can load or download an application as far as maybe a home automation application, And what that means is you're able to view the front door, but also on top of that, you're able to do things like connect maybe an app like Control 4, and you're also able to do things like control your lighting, maybe control your stereo system, or even control the blinds in your home. Okay guys, I've just got a video to play, so I'll just play this video for you. So a person's gone to the front door, they've rung the doorbell, this person's not home, so he's talking to the person from his mobile phone. He's obviously told him that he's not home, so to come back at another time, and obviously he'll come back at another time. If he wanted to, he could, even if it was a relative, he could open the door from the mobile phone as well. Person's returned back to do whatever repairs he needs to the house. You can actually schedule when you can and can't be disturbed. So if you're going to sleep, you can set it up so that you're not disturbed after you go to sleep. And you can also look at messages. So if someone's left a message there, you were on Do Not Disturb, you can actually read the message afterwards. One other thing that we can do on our systems is we can connect a camera directly to your intercom system as well. So if you had a car parked in an apartment complex that you wanted to make sure that your car was all okay, if someone walks in front of the car, it'll send an alert to your video intercom system as well. And of course, guys, you can have multiple screens within the home as well, up to 6 different screens in different places. So we've got a 7-inch, and we've also got a 10-inch system as well. I might leave it there, guys. Okay, so we've also got a wireless alarm solution. Okay, so we've got wired, but we've also got wireless, which is becoming very, very popular throughout the industry. Okay, what are the advantages of having a wireless system? Okay, obviously the advantages are it's a lot cheaper to set up. There's no need to run any cables. Okay, you simply go in there, you set up the system, you pair the devices to the main panel itself, and you're up and running. Okay, so the system uses what we call a 433 megahertz radio frequency, and it enables us at a range in open air of 1.1 kilometres, which is quite huge. So that's the distance, from the actual PIR, from the sensor to the main unit itself. Okay, now as far as connection to the main unit itself, as you can see, you can actually connect it via an Ethernet connection, a standard RJ45 connection. Alternatively, you can connect it via Wi-Fi. So if it's in a home that's already complete, then you can actually connect it via Wi-Fi. And if you're putting it in a home that's under construction, then what you can do is you can connect a 4G SIM card, and that will enable you to transmit signals to your mobile phone via the actual SIM card itself. You can also get it sent, an alert gets sent and arm and disarm the system from your mobile phone or from a monitoring centre. Okay guys, I'm not going to go too much into the system capacity just because we're running a short time, but you can install up to 2 SIM cards. So if it's absolutely critical that you have connection to your alarm system, then you can install, if you like, a Telstra SIM card and an Optus SIM card or a Vodafone SIM card as a backup, just in case you lose signal to the first SIM card. Okay, as you can see, you can have up to 96 inputs and outputs on the one system. Guys, I'm not going to go through the rest because yeah, it'll take a little bit of time. Okay, now guys, one thing that we get asked a lot about is a solar solution for construction sites while they're actually building the home. And what we've released is a couple of different models, but a self-sufficient camera that utilises solar technology. So there is no need to connect any power, there is no need to connect any Ethernet or any type of infrastructure at all. All you do is you hang the actual the camera on a pole somewhere and it will monitor your home. So it'll monitor and protect the goods and the stuff that you put into the home. So if you're dropping off, if you're getting tiles dropped off or anything like that, it's obviously going to protect those. But one other thing that it can do is, I've found that there are a lot of builders who spend a lot of money putting skips on their land to empty the rubbish. And as soon as they leave the premises at night, then every other builder decides that they're going to come in and empty their rubbish into their skip. So it also protects things like that as well. So if you need to install one of these to protect your home entirely, then this is the device that you're looking for if you haven't got any infrastructure. They come in both an 8 megapixel, so a 4K resolution camera, and they also have the same technology that I've spoken to you about earlier. If you need something a little bit smaller, then it's also available in a 2 megapixel system as well. Okay guys, does anyone have any questions? We're all good? Okay, well thanks Hannah, I'll get you back on.
Thank you so much, Adrian. That was really interesting. It just shows like just how far along technology really is coming, doesn't it? It's absolutely sounding like it's a little bit scary because I'm like, robots are definitely going to take over the world, which is frightening because the only difference between me and a robot is they don't like avocado and I can't do maths. So I don't know. We'll keep rolling on because we have our next speaker at the ready.